Welcome to Sliders Beers. This is where an English guy reviews commonly available American beers. You might be able to find them in Walmart and other local places, and sometimes you might not know whether to try them, sometimes shouldn't. But on this occasion we have the new Belgium Trippel, a rather fine beer at 8.5% ABV. So what I'll do is I'll show you the box properly, show you some details, and then the next thing I'll show you some history of the company, then we'll open one and see what we think. Here's a closer view of the bottle and of the box. Here are some details, and now we'll have a quick look at the company history. The New Belgium Brewing Company was founded in 1991 by Kim Jordan and Jeff LeBeche in Fort Collins, Colorado. The brewery itself features brightly coloured vintage bicycles outside because, while researching beer recipes in Belgium, a co-founder would ride from brewery to brewery, a far safer idea than driving. The company expanded with a second brewery in Asheville, North Carolina in 2014, which is able to produce 500,000 barrels of beer per year. In 2019, the brewery gained new owners in the form of the Australian subsidiary of Kirin Beverage Group of Japan, and in early 2023 they bought a production brewery in Daleville, Virginia from Constellation Brands to brew some of their beers. An interesting fact is that most of New Belgium's beer labels were initially designed by Anne Fitch, a watercolour painter whose work appeared on all New Belgium beers for 19 years. Now let's go back outside and try the beer. Welcome back to the tasting table, and I am hoping to work on getting some better lighting for this, but taste does not rely upon eyes. So today's beer glass of choice is actually from the Superior Bathhouse Brewery here in southern Arkansas, and I thought I'd get a Belgian glass because this is a Belgian style beer. So let's open it, let's pour it, and let's see what it looks like. I do try and pour in the same way each beer into different glasses, but of course it will pour slightly differently into a Belgian style glass than it would into a half pint straight one, something like that. I'll show this up close in a second. We've got a really nice head there, clean, lots of carbonation going on, and it's a blonde coloured beer. Right, let me show you. There we are. It certainly does look like a Belgian beer, certainly the ones I had in England. There's the head closer, and you can see through it quite well. Nice and clear beer. Okay, let's give it a try. I've tried this a couple of times, but I've never actually seen it in a glass. Oh, wonderful hoppy note. You do get quite the mouthfeel, quite the complex mouthfeel. There are malts and all sorts mixed around here. It is like a Belgian beer, only it's slightly more carbonated than the ones I'm used to. I've tried about 30 to 50, something like that, but never in Belgium. And this does have, on the breathing out of the nose, you definitely get a Belgian flavour of it. It does drink the 8.5%, it most certainly does. You can feel, you know, a couple of these and you'd be well on your way. So yeah, do take a bit of caution whilst drinking it. Let me try again. There's no bubbles go up the nose or anything like that, it's just nice and balanced. And I'll add the bottle cap to this board of beers, and this will show you which ones I have reviewed so far. Something else I would add is I was trying to just think of the complexity, and it is of spices. It's as though you've emptied 3 or 4 of the random spices from a spice rack in a kitchen, and that's the smells that you get. Very much, you know, a spicy nose to it, and then in the mouth as well and throughout the beer. Very complex, like I say, well worth trying. And the other shocker for over here in America is you don't seem to pay any more for the strength of beer. I've been very surprised about that. In England, something that's about 8.5% will probably cost you about 88.5% extra in money. That that is a great beer and it is certainly worth trying. That's the summary. Cheers, see you next time.